Sorry.
No, excellent, Wes. Thank you so much, bro. Kari Boiter is a local activist and marijuana advocate. She's a local activist for drug war prisoners. She also was the manager of our entire program this year. She pulled it all together under incredible stress and pressure and everything, working with Brandon Palma, our amazing artist. Give it up to Kari Boiter from Seattle Hempfest.
Hey, everyone. So, who is excited for Hempfest? And what about being excited for legalization in Colorado and Washington? And how many of you know that you can still go to prison for pot? Whoa, we're cheering for going to prison for pot? Yeah, we gotta stop that. So there's 2.2 million people in prison right now in this country. And just to put that in perspective, if you took every single Walmart worker in the whole entire world and put them in one room, that's how many people we're putting in prison in this country. And when you add in people on probation and parole, you can multiply that times 3. And when we're talking about people with criminal records, me, 1 in 5 of us have a criminal record in America, the land of the free. 1 in 5 of us have sacrificed our freedoms in the land of the free. And we got to change that right away. Yeah. So I want to tell you the story of a couple people who are in prison. One of them is Chris Williams. He was a medical marijuana caregiver in the state of Montana. And he went into business with a lobbyist who wrote the law and a criminal defense attorney, thinking that that for sure would help him ensure compliance with the state laws, like Attorney General Holder and President Obama had talked about. Well, it wasn't until he went on federal trial in court that he realized that bank records are proof that you launder money. And your utility bills are proof that you have manufactured an illegal substance. And your business partners who gave you advice on going into this business, well, their testimony is used to send you to prison because they face going to prison themselves for life or ratting on you to avoid it. That's the stark choice. And so Chris Williams went on trial and he was convicted with the help of his former business partners. He faced a 90-year mandatory minimum in prison. 9 decades for a state-licensed caregiving company. Life in prison for a non-violent crime without a single victim ever. And if you think that's bad, you need to hear about Richard Floor. Richard Floor spent the last days of his life on Earth shackled to a hospital bed. He died 4 months into his 5-year prison sentence for medical marijuana. He was the first registered caregiver in the state of Montana. His daughter is walking around in the crowd right now wearing a shirt like I'm wearing, and she has the addresses of all of our prisoners. I want you to go and get a flyer from her right now and write our prisoners. Her dad died in federal prison for this plant, and her mom is in prison right now for this plant. She's unable to grieve the loss of her husband of 37 years because she's in prison. And so we need to send a really clear message to Washington, D.C. We need to tell them we're fed up and we don't want anyone else in prison for pot. We're sick of it. And I want you guys to help me. You're going to need to yell really loud and really clear because we want them to hear us all the way in Washington, D.C. And we're going to send a message to Obama. And we're going to tell him, no more prison for pot, okay? Can you help me with that? So on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
No more prison for pot.
I couldn't hear you. Let's try that one more time. 1, 2, 3.
No more prison for pot.
For Richard Floor and Sherry Floor.
No more prison for pot.
Keep fighting, everybody. Thank you.
All right.